If I only had $100 to start sports betting today, I would follow this exact step-by-step system to turn it into thousands. You've probably seen people blow through their bankroll in the first week, wondering why they can't make sports betting work. That's because most beginners are making the fatal mistake of immediately placing bets and skipping the most profitable phase of sports betting. It's not about finding the best picks or hitting lucky parlays. It's about treating sportsbooks like ATM machines and using their promotional offers against them. I made over $15,000 in March alone from arbitrage betting, but before I ever placed my first ARB, I extracted thousands in risk-free profit from promos. Which is why today I'm going to walk you through the exact blueprint that you need to follow to power rank every sportsbook in your area to build a bankroll from scratch. Let me be brutally honest with you. Starting with $100 in sports betting is like trying to build a house with a hammer and some nails. It's possible, but you need to be incredibly strategic with every single move that you make. Most people with $100 think that they need to hit on some massive parlay to build their bankroll. That's exactly backwards. The fastest way to turn $100 into nothing is chasing big payouts. Instead, I'm going to show you a systematic approach that can turn your $100 into $1,000 or $5,000 within your first few months. But what nobody tells you is that your starting bankroll isn't just the $100 in your pocket. Your real starting bankroll includes all the promotional value available to you in your state. In some states, there's over $5,000 in sign-up bonuses. That changes everything. The strategy that I'm about to show you has 3 phases. Phase 1 is maximizing sign-up bonuses and converting them into cash. Phase 2 is arbitrage betting to compound your profits risk-free. Phase 3 is transitioning into positive EV betting for long-term growth. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap for building a sustainable bankroll, even if you're starting with almost nothing. The first step is evaluating every single sportsbook available in your area and power ranking them based off of sign-up value and conversion difficulty. Not all sign-up bonuses are created equal. Some are easy money, others are traps designed to separate you from your bankroll. You need to know the difference before you deposit a single dollar. Let me show you how to evaluate these sportsbooks systematically. The first thing that you're going to want to do is come over to oddsjam.com and scroll down just a little bit where you can see it says, see how much money you can make with OddsJam. Click the estimate your profit. Next, what you're going to want to do is pick the state that you live in. I currently live in Arizona. These are all the various different sports books that are available to me. But if you're someone that lives in maybe Colorado, click whatever state that you live in and it's going to compile a list for you of all the available sports books that you can sign up with. Now that we have a list of the sports books, come over to Google and perform a quick search. If we lived in Colorado, let's look for Colorado legal sportsbook promos. Click on betcolorado.com. Some of the more popular books are going to pop up here, but you're going to automatically see the different offers that they're showing. Like Bet365, this should be at the top of our list. Why? Because we have to bet $5 and we get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. But for BetMGM, we get $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win. Well, we're going to want to save that one for the very end because we want to extract the most value. So scrolling on this list, we can see that DraftKings and Bet365 are at the top of our list. Literally, we have to bet $10. We're going to receive $400 in bonus bets from these 2 books. Now, FanDuel's a little different because while we only have to bet $5, we're going to get $300 in bonus bets if our bet wins. Once we have a list of all the sports books and their promotional offers, we want to then put them into tiers. So tier 1 would be the easiest sports books like Bet365 and DraftKings to convert these bonuses. All we have to do is wager $5. No matter if we win or lose, we're going to receive the bonus bets. The second tier is going to be where there's solid value, but we might have to put up some more capital or things are a little tricky. So in the example of FanDuel, while we only have to wager $5 to receive $300 in bonus bets, our initial bet has to win. So we want to make sure we figure out the most optimal way to find that winning bet. On BetRivers, we have to put up $500 as our first bet, and if it loses, we receive that $500 back in bonus bets. We need some serious capital before we go ahead and attack BetRivers, so we want to go after that low-hanging fruit first. Finally, that third tier is BetMGM. That's $1,500 in bonus bets waiting for us if our initial bet loses. But again, we need $1,500 on the sidelines in order to attack this promo. So there's going to be some massive capital that we have to have saved up. We want to make sure we save that for last because with these promos, we only get one shot at these. Once you have your books listed and tiered, This is when you're going to want to go ahead and sign up for a 1-week free trial over at OddsJam. It'll be linked in the description below. Come over to their promo converter tool. Now, specifically for DraftKings, that bet $5, receive $200 in bonus bets. They're going to send you 8 $25 bonus bets. So all you have to do is come over here, click on the sportsbook, the promo type, and then the bet amount, and then come over here and click convert promo. Once we click convert promo, this is the strategy that we are going to employ to convert these bonus bets into real cash. Remember, bonus bets don't have any monetary value until the wager has settled. So what we're going to do with this strategy is place 2 bets on 2 different books, effectively hedging our bet. So in this tennis match over here between DraftKings, we're going to bet this plus 350 on Sun and put our $25 bonus bet here. We're then going to take $70 of our own cash and bet this either over at Fanatics or Hard Rock. So what's going to happen here is we're going to convert roughly 66% of this $25 bonus bet into guaranteed profit. If the wager wins on DraftKings, we're going to receive our $70 back that we placed over on Fanatics plus $17.50 of profit. If the wager wins on Fanatics or Hard Rock, we're going to receive our $70 back plus $16.47. But here's the critical part. You need enough starting capital in order to convert these bonuses efficiently. So your $100 of starting capital is really your conversion capital, where you're going to put this money down on the other side of the sportsbook to convert these bonus bets. With $100 starting out, you can typically convert 2 to 3 of these bonuses at a time before you have to make a withdrawal from the books. This is why I always tell people to save up between $300 to $500 to convert these bonuses. You can start with $100, but it's going to be a lot faster if you have that $300 to $500 range. The more conversion capital that you have, the faster that you can churn through these promo bonuses. The promo converter is like having a money printer for sportsbook bonuses. It shows you exactly how to hedge your bets to guarantee that you can convert these bonuses into withdrawable cash. Here's where most people mess up. They sign up with one book, convert one bonus, and then move on. That's leaving massive amounts of money on the table. The correct approach is to sign up with every sportsbook in your area and then systematically convert these bonuses. But you need to do this strategically to maximize your conversion rates. Don't just place these bonus bets on games that you like. That's gambling. Systematically convert these into real cash. With $100 starting capital, you can expect to convert 2 to 3 of these bonuses per day, which will land you between $50 to $200 in 1 week. Within 4 to 6 weeks, you can realistically have anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 in these bonuses converted into withdrawable cash. If you're starting to see how this systematic approach can build a real bankroll, make sure to smash that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button, and tap that bell notification so you don't miss the next video that I release. I'm constantly sharing strategies on how to turn small bankrolls into serious money, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Once you've exhausted the sign-up bonuses in your area, it's time to move on to phase 2, arbitrage betting. This is where you're day trading the sports books to guarantee a profit. Arbitrage betting is the closest thing to a money printer in sports betting. Similarly to our promo conversion, you're betting both sides of the same game and locking in a profit no matter the outcome. Here's a pre-match arbitrage opportunity thanks to OddsJam software. We're looking at Jake Bauers over/under on hits in this Angels-Brewers game. He's either going to get a hit in the game or not get a hit. So because these books all set their odds differently, as you can see, Hard Rock's at minus 105 on the over, while other sports books have this at minus 180 or minus 118. All of these books are in competition for your business, so they set their own odds or prices on their own. Anytime that we can find an opportunity where the plus odds number is larger than the minus odds number, we can day trade these books to lock in a profit. When we click on this purple calculator right here, what you're going to notice is the more money that you invest in this play, the more money you're going to make. This left-hand column right here, we're going to receive just over a 2% return off of our investment. So if we wager $100 on Hard Rock and $90 on DraftKings, again, we don't know which side's going to win or lose. We have a total investment of $190. If Jake Bauers gets 1, 2, 5, or 10 hits in the game, the bet wins on Hard Rock, it loses on DraftKings. We get paid out a grand total of $195 and change. So we receive our total investment back of $190 plus $5.24 of profit. But if Jake Bauers doesn't get a hit in the game, then we get paid out $193.50. We receive our $190 back plus $3.50. But if we decided to wager $250, we're going to receive $11 in profit, right? Just over a 2% return off of our investment. As I mentioned earlier, the more money that you can invest, the more money that you can make with this strategy. Once you've signed up with all of the sports books and extracted their promos, this is why arbitrage betting is the next step. The more books that you have accounts with, the more betting opportunities are out there. We don't know on any given day which opportunity is going to pop up with either book. Because the sports betting industry is very similar to the stock market, prices and odds are constantly fluctuating throughout the day. You can find various different opportunities. So let me show you the ideal setup so that you can maximize your time and efficiency. The beautiful thing with OddsJam software is that you can create specific filters and then receive notifications based off of these opportunities. So select the sports books that you have accounts with, then come over to percentage and figure out what's worth it to you. 3% ARBs, 5% ARBs, this is where you can choose. Then the last thing that you can come down here for is click Save Filter, and then you can just click ARBs with some dollar signs. Click Save, and now you're automatically going to be notified via email when these opportunities arise with the sports books that you have accounts with. So now you don't have to sit on this tool all day long clicking the refresh button. You're just going to receive a notification, and when you receive it, log into both sports books and knock the play out. Making $3 or $5 a trade might not sound like much, but the power of arbitrage is that you can execute this strategy dozens of times a day, and it's literally how I made $15,000 in the month of March. The key to successful arbitrage betting is having access to multiple accounts, and when the opportunities pop up, you react quickly. These pricing discrepancies don't last long, sometimes only a few minutes before the books realize they need to adjust their lines. The most important thing is speed and accuracy. Understand how to utilize the arbitrage calculator. Start plugging in different numbers so that you're comfortable with it, so when you receive the notification, you're ready to go. You want to be proactive, not reactive with this strategy. Starting out with promo conversions and arbitrage betting with a small bankroll requires discipline and patience. You can't just bet your entire bankroll on one opportunity. You need proper risk management. With $1,000 converted from those promotions, I recommend betting somewhere between $200 to $300 max on one side of an arbitrage opportunity. If you're pre-match arbitrage betting, do not go beyond 10% return on plays, because that most likely means the sportsbook made a mistake. Stay between 2 to 10%. The beautiful thing about arbitrage betting is that your profits compound quickly. Every successful arbitrage trade adds to your bankroll, which allows you to make larger trades in the future. As I mentioned earlier, with this strategy, the more money that you can invest in the market each day, the more money you're going to receive. So if you can average anywhere between a 3 to 4% return per day, figure out how much money you're able to put into the market per day, that's where you can really see the profits add up. Once you're comfortable with pre-match arbitrage, live arbitrage is where you're truly going to level up your profits. The challenge with live arbitrage betting is speed, but the returns are incredible. As you can see here between ESPN Bet and Hard Rock, $180 total wager, $100 on ESPN Bet, and an $80 wager on Hard Rock is going to provide us a 22% return off of our investment, or $50 in profit. As I mentioned earlier, things move faster with live arbitrage betting, but that's where mastering pre-match arbitrage, understanding the calculator and the strategy is going to become invaluable for you, because when you find these opportunities where you're receiving a 10 or 20% return off of your investment, this is where it's going to make it well worth your while. Some common arbitrage mistakes that you want to avoid. Number one, never wager with loose change. With this opportunity here with the Nationals and the Braves, you can see that we're being asked to wager $100 on one side and $45 on the other side, and that's perfect. But where a lot of sports bettors make a mistake is they wager $95 on one side, but then $43.94 on the other side. Simply round up this bet size to either $44 or $45. Right? You might have to sacrifice a little bit of profit, but the idea here is we want to blend in and look like a casual sports bettor. Well, casual sports bettors don't bet with loose change, so round your bet sizes. The second mistake is ignoring sportsbook limits. Not all of these sportsbooks can take million-dollar bet sizes. And in the case with arbitrage betting with some of these player prop markets, you want to keep your wager sizes under $250. Books like FanDuel and DraftKings, they're like the Costco or Sam's Clubs of the world. But some of these other books are your small smaller mom and pop convenience stores. So they're not that large in size of a company, so you want to make sure that you keep your wager sizes lower. That's why keeping it at $50, $100, or $200 max is very ideal. Another mistake is not signing up with every single sports book. You just see a lot of opportunities with FanDuel and DraftKings, and you get comfortable with these two books. But having other sports books available for more betting opportunities will add more revenue in your pocket. Once you've built a substantial bankroll with promo conversions and arbitrage betting, that's where you want to transition into positive expected value betting for long-term growth. The key with this strategy is finding bets that are paying us out more than the true probability warrants. The true probability for this play is -110.65. So if we can find odds at -105, or in this case, +111 over at DraftKings, this is massive value. Here's why this is such a lucrative strategy. Over here on DraftKings, if DeGrom gives up 5 hits or more in the baseball game, a $100 wager is going to pay us out $211. That same $100 wager over at BetMGM is only going to pay us out $174. Placing this wager over at DraftKings compared to MGM for the same $100 wager is a difference of $37 of profit in our pocket. With a $5,000 bankroll from promo conversions and arbitrage betting, you can expect to make anywhere between a 3 to 8% return per day with positive EV betting. The transition from arbitrage betting to positive EV betting is crucial because as your bankroll starts to grow, your wager size will start to grow. And as I mentioned earlier with arbitrage betting, you really want to make sure that you keep your wager sizes under $250. But the beautiful thing with positive EV betting is you're only placing one-sided bets, so you don't have to invest nearly as much capital per play to be able to receive an incredible return. One of the most crucial aspects in building a successful bankroll is meticulous tracking. OddsJam's Bet Tracker is what I've been using for over 4 years. It's completely free. And I recommend using their tools because they're going to be able to keep everything in line for you. So as we're looking at my March here, if I scroll down, you can see all of the wagers that I placed, how much I staked, how much my ROI was, how many bets that I placed. This is going to keep everything nice and neat and concise for you in one convenient location. It also allows you to really break down and dive into profit by sportsbook, profit by sport, various different types of charts that you can look at with my wager activity over the entire course of March. So all I need to do is come over here to the Bet Tracker where everything is logged for me. Using a third-party tracker like Pickett is another great tool that you can use that's going to automatically sync up with your sports books so that you don't have to worry about manually inputting each bet and tracking it. It's just going to do all the work for you. Then you can go back and look at all of your bets. But I highly recommend that you check your betting activity each day to make sure that everything is accurate. Bet tracking will help you stay disciplined, and that's the key to profitable betting. No matter what strategy you're employing, staying disciplined and rigorously tracking your bets each and every day will put you on the fast track to success. Let me address some common questions that I receive about this system. Is this legal? Yes. Promo conversions and arbitrage betting are completely legal. You're simply taking advantage of pricing discrepancies between the sports books. How much time does this take? Well, the answer is, how much time can you allot for this? The more time that you can spend doing this, the more money that you can make. But you can easily convert these promos and arbitrage bet with as little as 10 to 30 minutes per day. What if you get limited quickly? Well, getting limited does happen as these sports books aren't interested in keeping profitable customers around. So you want to make sure that you extract as much money as you can from these books. Some of these books, like a Fanatics or Bet365, think of it like robbing a bank. Don't try to meticulously take your time with these books. Go in, extract the value while you can. Books like DraftKings and FanDuel, you're going to be able to use these books for a very long time because they're some of the biggest in the game and they're going to take larger bet sizes. What's the realistic profit potential with these strategies? Starting with $100, you can realistically extract $500 to $1,000 in your first month. After that, arbitrage betting can generate $500 to $2,000 in a month, depending on your bankroll and your time commitment. So here's your step-by-step action plan for the next 30 days. For the first week, you want to research and rank all of the sports books available to you and their promo offers so that you have them in different tiers. If you only have $50 or $100 off to the side, then just save up some money so that you can possibly get to that $300 or $500 range, as that's going to be the money that you're going to need to convert these bonuses. Next, sign up with those low-hanging fruit sportsbooks and take advantage of OddsJam's 1-week free trial. Focus on converting as much of these bonuses as you possibly can, but focus on accuracy over speed so that you can understand the strategy. Once your 1-week trial ends, I would highly recommend taking advantage of my promo code Billy35. It's going to save you 35% off your first month after the 1-week trial ends. That way, you're going to be able to continue to convert these promos while also going after arbitrage betting in the next week. Once we hit that 4th and final week, you want to make sure that you've exhausted all of your promo conversions and start scaling your arbitrage betting operation, where you can hit up 5 to 10 to maybe 15 different arbs per day, locking in an average of a 3% daily return. Throughout all of these weeks, you want to make sure that you keep detailed records with bet tracking. Resist the temptation to start gambling, thinking that you can make some quick dollars with these bonus bets. Turn them into guaranteed profits instead. This system isn't just about turning $100 into $1,000. It's about building a sustainable, profitable sports betting operation that can generate profits for years to come. The skills that you learn from promo conversion and arbitrage betting, bankroll management, risk assessment, systematic execution, these traits transfer over to other profitable opportunities like positive EV betting, round robin betting, and parlay betting. Think of this as your sports betting education. You're learning to treat betting like a business, not entertainment. You're developing discipline, patience, and other analytical skills that will serve you well beyond sports betting. Most importantly, you're proving to yourself that it's possible to extract the sportsbook's promotional dollars into guaranteed profits using a systematic approach, not relying on your gut. But now that you know how to turn your $100 into $1,000, you still have to actually learn the dark psychology used to get past that first $1,000 in profit, which is why I made a full video breaking down how to beat the twisted game of sports betting. So watch this video where I break down how to crack the game of sports betting, the dark psychology used, and how to start thinking like a pro bettor.